Hey guys, Bix Weir, Roota.com. Check out these numbers. Silver has jumped in the last 24 hours from a low of 247 to a high of 345, up 1.5%. At the same time, gold is still down for the last 24 hours. That's a rarity. I'm not saying this means anything, but we all know there is no silver to be had at these $13.43 number prices. I'm hearing well above $20 if you can get your hands on some. Now, if people are selling you silver with a promise to deliver 2-3 weeks down the line, they don't have it, and you are trusting the person, you better damn well trust them to either deliver your silver or give you your money back. And I don't like trust when it comes to physical silver. So Andy Scheckman has some in. Andy at milesfranklin.com. He's taking orders right now. Depends what you want, though. And he's got some storage facility he's secured for those who can't take physical delivery. So send Andy an email, Andy at milesfranklin.com. And he's doing a great service to Road to Roota members, and he gives you the best price out there. So definitely give him an email and say, hey, I want to buy this amount of silver. What do you got? All right. That's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about what's going to happen in the near future to silver. Is silver just going to go up again, then get slammed back down again, and then go up again? The number one rigger for the past 10 years of the silver price is JP Morgan Chase. That has been proven time and time again by so many people. Ted Butler, the number one guy, proving it with the CFTC's own data and the CME's own data, that they are the silver rigger. And on the flip side of that, while they were rigging the price lower, they were taking physical delivery, taking delivery of physical silver in their own possession. Ted exposed this back in 2018 with a great article. Ted Butler, more insight on JP Morgan's $675 million silver ounce hoard. So he's been following this for a long time, and all he uses is public data. Everything he writes, he sends to the CFTC and JP Morgan Chase, the board. Why? Because he wants to be as upfront as possible. He doesn't want anybody suing him for saying something conspiratorial. And he's got it right. JP Morgan was the number one silver rigger. As a matter of fact, the Department of Justice agrees and has filed RICO charges against 6 of the JP Morgan traders. Now, 2 of them are turning state's evidence, so they're going to have all the dirt they need on these guys. And it was leaked just about a month ago that they were going after JP Morgan, the company, as well, on RICO charges, the largest bank in the world on RICO charges. This is not going to end well for JP Morgan, as we knew when Blythe Masters suddenly quit her cushy cryptocurrency job that was trying to take the place of the DTCC so they could cover up the crimes of the criminal banking cabal. And these are crime syndicates. There should be no doubt in anybody's mind. And of course, with all crimes on RICO charges, when the government goes after you for RICO charges, they can demand 3 times the price, the value of what was stolen. So if you steal a valuable piece of artwork, they can demand 3 times that piece of artwork. In this case, Ted Butler believes and has documentation that JP Morgan has stolen, literally stolen, suppressed the price with paper and taken the physical over 1 billion ounces of physical silver. I think he's around 1 billion now. Because 2 years ago he was at 675 million. Now he's well over 800 million. Approaching 9 and is probably over 1 billion. My take, maybe 2 billion. And that's a lot of metal when it comes to silver because there's not all that much available. They were the ones taking all the silver eagles off the U.S. mints. They were an authorized participant. And when we caught that, when we said, hey, look, JP Morgan is an authorized participant of the U.S. Mint, what the hell is that? They instantly took down the list of who the authorized participants are. So the U.S. Mint is in cahoots with the CFTC, with the Department of Justice even, and JP Morgan in rigging the silver markets. Now the DOJ, it looks like DOJ had a falling out with JP Morgan somewhere along the way. And you could see what happened to the repo market. And right after the announcement that more JP Morgan traders were on the hook, the repo crisis hits, and then they come after the traders with the RICO charges. That was added later. So the fight between people within the DOJ and JP Morgan is gigantic. Probably the biggest fight going on in the background of Wall Street right now. And the DOJ will win because they're on the side of the law. And just because the CFTC didn't want to prosecute JP Morgan because of political reasons doesn't mean they're going to get away with it. Now, I'm not just pulling this out of my butt, and I'm not relying on Ted Butler. What about Bart Chilton, who said exactly what I'm telling you, that JP Morgan was rigging the silver markets? Bart Chilton was a CFTC investigator. They had the dirt on him all along, but they chose not to prosecute due to political reasons, and probably due to the fact that they're the biggest bank in the world. But when the system falls down and a prosecution of JP Morgan won't crash the system because the system has already crashed, that's when you put the hammer on Jamie Dimon and Blythe Masters and all their gold and silver traders. Now, 2 of them have turned state's evidence already, so they'll probably get off with just life in prison. It's insane. And one more hint that they might be going after the JP Morgan hoard of silver. Bill Barr just announced at the coronavirus briefing that they are going to prosecute hoarders. Attorney General Bill Barr says there's been evidence of hoarding and price gouging. Once materials are designated, people can't accumulate them in excess of reasonable personal or business needs. Now, what is a reasonable personal or business need for JP Morgan having over 1 billion ounces of physical silver? They're a bank. They're a bank. There's no reason for them to hoard that much silver. Look out. Here comes Bill Barr after you. Or for selling them above reasonable market prices. Maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe he's going to say, hey, if you want to sell your silver, you're going to sell it for what you bought it for. 0 profit. Or maybe they'll just confiscate it and say, bust them for RICO charges. I don't know. Secretary of Homeland Security will have the power to designate items. No items have been designated yet, Barr says. I guarantee you silver will be designated. Now, what does that do for the price of silver? As the price of silver starts going up, are they going to say, no buying big hoards of silver, no buying any silver? I don't know. It is the most important strategic commodity on planet Earth and always has been. That's why the manipulation was always allowed. So it'll be really interesting to see how the Trump administration deals with the moonshot of silver and the moonshot of gold even, the bigger moonshot of silver. Will they say, hey, there's no hoarding. You can buy X amount. What would that do to the price on a global? Remember, these commodities are globally traded. And if the U.S. Attorney General says, hey, U.S. citizens, you can't buy hoards of silver, what would that do to silver around the rest of the world? Boom, moonshot. And who are they to tell us what we can buy and what we can't buy? Do I sound like Jamie Dimon right now? Now, when you're fraudulently rigging the markets so the prices are lower so you pick up cheap metal, that's a different deal. You know, us retail investors in silver didn't jam the price down so that we could buy more. That's exactly what Jamie Dimon did. I can give you 1,000 other crimes that Jamie Dimon has committed. I showed you yesterday the list of crimes and amount of money they've paid. I think I did the whole banking system. But Jamie Dimon's paid over $45 billion worth of fines while he's been at JP Morgan. over $45 billion in just fines for crimes that he committed. When I say he committed, yeah, absolutely. Who do you think the number one banker for Bernie Madoff was? J.P. Morgan and Jamie Dimon. Jamie Dimon knew everything about it. So did the board of J.P. Morgan. Did they go to jail? No. Did they pay a fine? Hell yes. And that's how they get out of jail. Another fine, another $1 trillion made. Another fine, another $1 trillion made. It's just an expense of doing business in America these days. The criminality is off the charts, and we need to end that now. Anyway, you want to learn more about this crapola and the timeline of when it's all going to go down, go to roadtoruta.com on the private road right here. Right here. Roota's 2020 timeline, part 2. Part 1 was the Cliff High interview. I made that free for everybody, very front page. Just go to Road to Roota to the front public page right here. Parts 1 through 3 of the year 0 interviews. Everybody needs to watch that. But if you want to do private road stuff, I just posted a new update on what's going on with the massive implosion of mortgage-backed derivatives that just hit. That is as fresh as it gets on the Road to Roota. Go to roadtoruta.com and subscribe today, and you will get the coolest silver coin ever made right there, the Roota coin. Individually numbered, double stamped with luster, cave of gold in the Grand Canyon, and no, I don't sell them separately. Everybody's like, I want a stack of them. I want 10. I buy 10 memberships. I'm not selling them individually. You buy 10 memberships, it's 10 years of Road to Roota. And you get 10 Very coins, which is your very special lottery ticket. This is Bix. You guys take care. Take it easy. Stay safe and take your vitamin C and chug your chaga, vitamin D, all the things, colloidal silver, all the things you need to do to keep yourself healthy. Good luck out there.